Welcome to... Hey, Kendall.
Hey, Max.
How's it going?
I mean, can't complain.
Yes.
Whoa. Calm down.
right.
All right.
All right. I...
Huh?
Oh, wow, I'm really loud right there. I,
Yes.
a few days ago, got on the Discord. Link below.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, guys, you're all blessed with my presence. So while I'm here, how about any suggestions for videos that we can talk about?
Oh, yeah.
And a few people jumped on it, and somebody sent us this one.
Who sent it? Let's give him a shout out.
I gotta scroll up and find out.
Oh, fuck. God, I knew we wouldn't be prepared. But I had to do the plug anyway. Well, while you find it, so we got this little creature feature here. I'm kind of torn putting this on Skeptic's Corner because I really like it. It's really feels genuine. It's really creepy. It's got all the right layers, and my favorite thing is the cameraman, the protagonist of this little short film, as it were. Dude, it genuinely is like, that was a noise. Fuck that, I'm out of here. Like verbatim, he's like, "Fuck that, I'm out of here." And
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, same, brother.
Pretty realistic in that
Yeah.
regard. All right, anywho, yeah, this guy, he also doesn't have any other paranormal videos on his channel. He doesn't have a whole lot of subs. It really seems like this guy was out in the woods, had some strange stuff going on, and here we are.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
Okay, I love it. Every time there's a video where it's like, something in my backyard, and it's just like there's always that one person, oh, so I was just made aware of a weird light, and I just wanted to bring it up to all you guys. There's a spooky light, everything. And, it's like, I mean, if you're in your backyard, it's probably a house or something, dude.
Well, yeah, I don't put much stock into that. There's always that guy. I shine, whatever. I shine, lightning bugs, whatever, dude. Who gives a shit?
Yep.
It could, a deer out there, the animals that we heard.
Right?
Yeah, come on. And unless it's a Bigfoot that strolls up to the camera and it takes the camera out of the guy's hand and then it fucking Hulk smashes his face into a tree. I'm not putting any stock into any of that. Okay? So let's talk about the first part of this video. Apparently he's had stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's kind of interesting because he's talking about, oh, the thing came over this fence, it was standing right here, and yada, yada, yada.
Right.
And honestly, the first part of this doesn't sound like what we think it is. Right? It doesn't sound like... Spoilers, we think it's probably a fox or an elk or so we'll get more into this. But it sounds like he's talking about, like, there's a tree creature.
A tree creature, I like
It's a
that.
predator or something. Yeah, it's like... Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, no. He does make it seem like, because he says, like, yeah, it climbs over the fence here. So, I mean, it makes it seem like it's not, Yogi Bear. It seems like some sort of bipedal thing going over this, shoulder-high fence and just standing there to be creepy for the sake of it,
Yeah.
I got that vibe, too, that it was some sort of, thing.
Yeah, they've been seeing something there or experienced something there, and the fence looks like it's bent over a bit and it's held up, with a board, and
Yep.
And then sure enough, and at the beginning of the video he says, "Oh, I just heard it scream a minute ago," and then a minute into the video, we hear it. We hear a scream.
Right. We hear a scream and then like grunting or snorting.
Snorting, grunting, growling. Yeah, and it's very distinct. And the dude, like we said, it's like, well, fuck this, I'm out, and that's sure.
I mean,
I understand that.
Yep, I would be like, yeah, get back to the truck. We're getting out of the boonies.
Yep.
Yep, that's enough adventure for me for the week.
So obviously here the scandal is about the Scream.
Right.
At first I thought, wow, that's really scary. And don't get me wrong. If I was in the woods myself, I would still find this very scary. So don't think I'm like over it, because it's terrifying. But I collected myself for a second and said, okay, well, what could this be? First I thought maybe an owl. I've heard that they screech. Kendall and I went on a looking up fucking orgy here.
Yeah, this is the most research we've done for a video in a while. So.
Yeah. Wasn't an owl.
Nope.
Okay, so I thought maybe a deer, because I know deer make weird noises.
I mean,
I just had a weird noise in my house. Yeah, deer make weird noises. Wasn't a deer. And then we landed on elk, which was pretty close. Elk can get to that sort of range.
Mm-hmm.
And that sort of long, drawn-out sound, right?
But, I mean, yeah, but they just can't make it as shrill as what you hear in the video.
Right.
And that's what kept bugging us. Elk can make some fucking weird noises, I've just learned today. Mm-hmm. But not quite this level of weird.
Now, that's not to say one never could. I'm sure
absolutely,
yeah. And the snorting after the call is really kind of elkish to me, like that sort of but lower pitch, you know.
Yeah, just look up Elk Scream Nat Geo, and you'll find a video that they did, and like they even titled the video "Elk Makes Noises Like Ring Wraith from Lord of the Rings." Like it's I'm not making this up. That's an actual National Geographic video title.
Maybe that's what they used to make that sound effect. Yeah.
Oh, possible. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we were sitting there for a while, and we were like, okay, well, what else could possibly scream? Because it's not quite what. We went through like mountain lions, we went through bobcats, moose.
And then I started to think, okay, what about like a dog, like coyotes? But that quickly got ruled out because Max and I know what coyotes sound like. We've heard them all freaking throughout our time in Arizona.
Yeah, I've never heard coyotes
it doesn't matter. Coyotes are every freaking where. And coyotes are always in packs anyway. It's very rare you see, or hear rather, a lone coyote who's not, like calling and then being replied to by other coyotes. So that's when Max was like, well, what about a fox? Because fox, still canine, but they don't do the whole pack thing as much, or at all, as far as I know. But
yeah, they're like known to scream.
Yeah.
And I've never heard a fox scream before.
I hadn't either.
Yeah, and we looked it up, and there's one terrifying video, by the way, of just a guy filming a fox, and it's like old, and it's 480p, 360p, whatever, and the fox looks at the camera, and he's like, "Fuck you, motherfucker!" And you're like, "What the fuck?" It's terrifying. It's one of the scariest things I've ever seen.
The fox just like looks into your soul and then just screams. It's just
it triggers
like, wow.
like some weird, deep, primordial emotion in me that scared me. I wanted to go back to my cave. It was fucked up. And so we were like, okay, well, I think maybe, right? So we started to look deeper and deeper, and then Kendall found a compilation of different noises that different foxes make. And he came across the Vixen Scream, which is not identical, but it's very, very, very close.
It's not at least I can't find one yet that is long, because the one in this video is about 3 seconds. The examples I can find are about 1 to 1.5 to 2 seconds tops.
Yeah,
but it's very, very, very similar enough where I'm confident at least 90%. There's always that 10% of just we're not there, we don't know until we're up whatever creature's asshole with a Jeep and like 19 cameras and spotlights. We can't say for sure what it was.
Yeah.
But listening to the Fox Vixen call, which ironically is a male calling out, not a female, but a male calling out, it's like a scream. And it's very, very, very similar. And I know we always like throw out like, oh, it's a mountain lion, it's a bobcat kind of thing. Bobcat has very definite feline tone to it.
Bobcat sounded like when you step on your house cat's tail.
Yeah, exactly. Mountain lion.
Mountain lion was very scary, but you've heard it in like movies and things before.
Yeah,
it's very identifiable as a mountain lion.
There's like a rah to it. You can hear like a bit of a roar in the scream. Although at times they can produce a very, very like blood curdling scream that sounds like a woman who just got stabbed. It's pretty spooky when you're in a canyon at like 12:30 at night trying to follow moonlight to get back to your car, and you hear that and you're like, well, the demons found me. This is my time. I'm going. Bye.
You gotta kill yourself before they get to you.
That's right, dude. And then burn my own body so they can't use it for their deeds.
That's right.
That's right. Anyway, so I've heard mountain lion in the wild, and this didn't quite feel right either. I think it leans more to a fox. And as for the snorting, I'm saying it's a hog. I mean, before we even got on the whole like researching the scream thing, the first time I heard it, I'm like, that just sounds like a hog. You know?
Yeah. That's the snorting was one of the reasons I thought elk at first, because I thought if this is one animal, the only thing that I could think of that would do both of these noises is an elk. But how close the scream lined up with this vixen call that a fox does, it makes me think that the fox was doing this at another animal that would be making the snorting noise.
Right.
It sounds like a hog, obviously. We looked up some hog snorts. Pretty easy to get. It also kind of reminded me of a horse a bit. I've heard horses do that.
Yeah.
I don't know what the snorting is. The snorting, fuck it, it's probably Bigfoot. Right? Like, we're focusing on the wrong noise here.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know what the snorting is. The snorting is more easily identifiable as something.
Mm-hmm.
And also, let's face it, we're not focusing on it as much because it's not as creepy.
It's just snorting. I mean,
yeah. Although I'm sure if we were out there and we heard the snorting, we'd be like, oh, okay, well, that's no good either. Yeah. Pigmen. Yeah. So yeah, I'm that 90%. I'm 90% sure this is a fox screaming at something that's snorting at it. Probably a javelina or wild boar or something.
Right.
Maybe a horse. We try to figure out what this was. I'm sure it would be just as easy as messaging this dude, which we should have done, but we didn't.
Yeah, I mean, this is a fairly recent video, too, so he may get back to us on it. You never know.
I tried to figure out where he was. His picture on his YouTube is Minnesota Vikings football player, so I'm thinking northern Midwest, somewhere up there. I don't know if they have javelina or whatever.
I don't think so.
Boar. But that does not mean that's where this was taken.
Right.
So
you can be a football fan anywhere.
That's right.
Yay, sports.
So yeah, I'm gonna say totally explainable, though not a pleasant experience.
Yeah, I'm gonna say natural explanation, still creepy as hell.
Yes. Probably was Bigfoot.
I hope that was the scream of a Bigfoot boinging another Bigfoot.
I was going to say a Bigfoot getting its hymen just blasted in.
Just ruptured. And then the grunt was the Bigfoot giving. Not the scream is the receiver, the grunt is the giver.
Okay, I was thinking the grunt was maybe the wild boar watching it.
Gee, that's hot. Okay.
All right.
That's the only time Bigfoot wants to be seen is when he's doing the nasty.
Oh yeah. When he's the progenitor of his species.
The progenitor of his species. Oh my God! This is why this is Skeptic's Corner, people.
Okay. Well, that's it, guys. I'm out. I'm done.
Yep.
All right.